Justin Herbert is the best quarterback in the NFL today. Okay, maybe not that far, but this motherfucker's pretty damn good. My goodness, man. Chargers, Chiefs, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. What a game it was, back and forth. These are two teams that I predicted to make the playoffs before the season started. And so far, I mean, of course, we're still early. It's just 3 weeks. And actually, these two teams are third and fourth currently in their divisions, believe it or not. But so far, so good, man. I feel good about my Chargers prediction, man. I mean, wow. I feel good about the Chargers, man. This is one of the takes that I've gotten right so far. At least I'm going to believe that I've gotten right so far. I want to break down this game, but first off, we got to talk about Justin Herbert. He was 26 of 38, 281 yards, 4 touchdown passes, no turnovers in this game. He was phenomenal all day, making throws, getting out of the pocket, throwing downfield, getting all of his weapons involved, and really just further exposing this Chiefs defense that got exposed week 1 by Cleveland and got exposed week 2 by Baltimore, man. And it is so good to see Austin Eckler back healthy after missing almost pretty much all season last year. He's been such a security blanket for just Justin Herbert through these first couple weeks. You know, I was flipping back and forth between this game and I think it was what game was it? Another game I'm thinking of. I was flipping back and forth, and every time I went back to the Chargers game, it felt like Austin Eckler was catching the football and running for a first down. I looked and he only had 6 catches. It felt like he had 11. But he had 11 carries, 55 yards, 6 catches for 52 yards, and a touchdown grab. He's a stud. He's one of the best running backs to watch because he's so shifty. He's so elusive. And he can also run over guys too. He's small, but he's powerful. He's a beast, man. I love Austin Eckler. Hope he can stay healthy. And man, how about Mike Williams, man? Where did this come from Mike Williams, the former 7th overall pick, in his age 26 season, now finally seems to be putting it all together. And I think it's got something to do with Justin Herbert being his quarterback now. Him and Herbert kind of fit perfectly. Herbert with that strong arm. Mike Williams is a go up and go get it type of receiver. To start the season through 3 games, 22 catches, 295 yards, 4 touchdown catches. He scored in every single game this, the first 3 games of the season. And against Kansas City, he had 122 yards and 2 touchdown catches on 7 grabs, man. He's a stud, man. At 6'4", 220. Very hard to cover one-on-one, especially if he's, throwing it up to him. You're not going to stop Mike Williams from catching a jump ball. You're just not going to do it. It's good to see that he's coming along and really an alpha almost, even though they do have Keenan Allen, who, of course, is balling this year. One of my favorite receivers. I put him in my top 5 receivers list. I feel like he's underrated for some reason. In my opinion, the best route runner in football today at the wide receiver position. You have Keenan, Eckler in the backfield, Mike Williams as your number 2. This offense is cruising, man. It's so fun to watch. With Joe Lombardi from New Orleans coming in calling the plays now. This offense is only going to get better with time, man. I love it. And conversely, the defense as well, as advertised, man. And, felt like we all said it, man. With Brandon Staley coming in to coach this talent, all they had to do was stay healthy. If they could stay healthy, this defense was going to be one of the best in the league. And so far, through 3 games, it's proving to be. Only giving up 20 points to the Cowboys, who have scored 29 against the Bucks and 41 this past Monday against the Eagles. 16 points to Washington, which was also their fewest point total out of the first 3 weeks. And then 24 to the Chiefs now, who scored 33 against Cleveland and I think it was 35 against Baltimore. We're constantly, getting pressure on Pat Mahomes, forcing turnovers, 4 total turnovers, 2 interceptions off of Pat Mahomes, including one brutal, overthrow on Travis Kelce. Might have been miscommunication, but he missed the mark there, and he got picked off with like a minute some left in the game, as well as two fumbles forced. Man, this defense is awesome to watch. This offense is awesome to watch. This team is phenomenal to watch. And, as being a Browns fan, I'm actually going to go watch the Chargers versus the Browns in SoFi Stadium 2 weeks from now. I can't wait to watch that game up close and personal. The Chargers are fun, man. The Chargers are really fun. I hope they stay healthy, because that's been kind of their Achilles heel the past couple of seasons, not being able to stay healthy. But they're healthy now. They're making plays. They're winning games. And man, Asante Samuel Jr., second straight game with an interception. Defensive Rookie of the Year, perhaps. Michael Parsons is up there too. We'll talk about Dallas shortly. And then Rashawn Slater is a stud, man. And I knew he was going to be a stud, which made me so mad when teams kept passing him up. The Bengals passed him up. And of course, Jamar Chase is a stud. Jamar Chase has been a beast. I'm not going to bring up the receiver versus offensive line debate again. It is what it is. What's happened. But I was confused when they passed on Slater. I was confused when the Dolphins passed on Slater. I was confused when the Panthers passed on Slater. I was confused when the Giants passed on Slater. He fell to number 13 right in the Chargers' laps. And, through 218 snaps, he's had 1 penalty and no sacks given up. Through 3 games, pretty fucking spectacular from a rookie. Starting at left tackle, no doubt. Wow, man. The Chargers have just done everything right. Props to Tom Telesco. And I got to say this one last thing about Justin Herbert before I shift my attention to Kansas City. I'm sorry, Justin, because I pegged you way wrong. I was so off on this Justin Herbert prediction, man. I thought when he got drafted, he was going to be a bust. Everything I saw from his tape in Oregon just screamed the mid, just screamed meh, just screamed not it to me. And his rookie year just completely silenced the doubters, breaking the rookie record for touchdown passes behind a bad offensive line then. Dominated his rookie year pretty much, and now off to a great start this year with an offensive line now, with Austin Eckler back healthy, with a coaching staff that is not going to, hinder itself in late game situations, with a head coach that knows how to use this defensive talent. Man, the Chargers are fun, man. The Chargers are a lot of fun, and I hope they can keep this up, because they're one of my favorite teams to watch through the first 3 weeks of the season. And moving to the Chiefs now, man. Not too much to say here, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea here. I get it. The Chiefs are 1-2. They're 4th place in the division. But it's just 3 weeks, okay? The season is not determined through the first 3 weeks of an NFL season. It's not. I have full confidence in Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid and this coaching staff, in these players to turn it around. But that said, it's been up and down these first 3 weeks. Now, they could easily be 3-0. Pat doesn't throw that pick at the end. Setting up a short field for the Chargers. If they don't fumble at the end of the Ravens game, they probably run right down the field, score a touchdown. So they're a couple plays away from being 3-0, but they're 1-2, similar to the Vikings, it feels like. But Pat, is kind of holding on to the ball a little too long, taking some unnecessary sacks. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. We know when he holds onto the ball, he'll take, he'll drop in the pocket too far. He'll roll out when he doesn't have to, but when he does those things, he also creates spectacular plays. So you gotta kind of take the good with the bad a little bit, because there's far more good with Pat Mahomes than there is bad. We all know this. But they've kind of turned the ball over too much too. I mean, they had, I think it was, 2 turnovers against the Ravens, 4 turnovers now against the Chargers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. That's not good. When you're losing the turnover battle by 4, it's gonna be hard to win many games at that. I'm just being honest. And even then, they turned it over 4 times, and even then, they were still in the game late. So that tells you the firepower that they have. You can never count the Chiefs out, and I'm certainly not going to count the Chiefs out through 3 weeks of the NFL season, man. But they're sloppy. They're sloppy right now, but it's still September. You know, they got plenty of time to clean it up. I have full confidence in the offense. But the defense is a different story. Now, we've seen Steve Spagnuolo's defenses start off slow and really pick up as the season goes on, especially when it comes to playoff time. So his track record speaks for itself. You know, this is kind of par for the course with Steve Spagnuolo offenses or defense, excuse me. But still, it's been bad. It's been real bad. They've given up 30 points. What did the Chargers score? Was it 30-24, right? Yeah, they've given up 30 points in the first 3 games. That's not good. Feels like they're relying on Pat Mahomes a little too much. Although, I will say one saving grace in this game is they finally were able to run the ball. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 100 yards rushing on 17 carries. Also had a rushing touchdown. It was a receiving touchdown, wasn't it? On a screen, I think. So that's good to see. You know, after fumbling at the end to lose the Ravens game, a lot of people were kind of wondering, speculating if maybe they were going to give less touches to Clyde. Obviously, that's not the case, which is good. He's their best running back. You know, get him some confidence, get him going. And if they can establish a run game, that's only going to help this offense. That's only going to help Pat Mahomes feel like, you know, he doesn't have to sling it all over the place and risk throwing just unnecessary interceptions. So that's my takeaways from this game, guys. Justin Herbert is legit. And before the season, I picked him to win MVP. Now, I'm not saying he's in the lead or anything. You got Kyler doing what he's doing in Arizona. Tom Brady is on pace for like 5,050 touchdowns at age 44. If he hits those numbers, he's probably MVP. You know, Matt Stafford, my friend brought up Matt Stafford. Can't forget about him. Doing what he's doing with the Rams after they got a big win against the Bucks, which was an upset, but I don't know why. I mean, I picked the Rams to win that game. Felt like they were going to win that game. But Justin Herbert's in the conversation for MVP, man. He definitely is. And I can't wait to watch the Chargers as the season goes on. Next week, they get the Raiders, Monday Night Football. I think it's home. I think it's a home game. Not too sure about that, but that's a game I would pay to go to for sure, especially with how the Raiders have looked through the first couple weeks of the season. That's going to be an awesome game. Monday Night Football, perfect for it. Can't wait to watch that game, man. But that's the video, guys. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Chargers fans, write in the comments. Let me know what you guys think through these first about your team through these first 3 weeks in the season. Yeah, man, that's the video. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and we'll be back talking about the Dallas Cowboys, who have really shocked me, man. That's one of the takes I've gotten wrong so far through 3 weeks at the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll talk about them next, man. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and see you in the next one.